Spooky theme today on Friday the 13th. It's Small Business Mornings. Let's have some fun. Should we have some fun today? I want to have some fun today. This is the daily meeting for solopreneurs and small business owners to get revved up so we can go take on the day. I'm your host, Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. So today, we got a spooky theme. We're going to talk about your favorite slasher villain, your favorite horror movie. I've got surveys for both of those. And a doctor says, yeah, I'm a doctor and I'm convinced there's life after death. Excuse me? What? And does cursing offend you? When people curse around you, does it offend you? I've got some thoughts on that. Plus a great meme of the day and our question of the day that we're going to answer right here on the show because it's Friday. Let's celebrate our wins. It's time for us to think back on the week and think of the good stuff that happened so we can end Friday the right way. This show brings everyone together, powered by the Idea Collective small business community. We bring entrepreneurs together to provide support and resources that they need to succeed. Our mission is simple. Don't grow it alone. And when you log into the show, you got to be like Geck. Be like Geck. Come on. And say happy Friday and pre-Saturday, Sunday. Good thinking, Geck. I like that. So please say hello in the comments. I want to celebrate you and know that you're with us because it is the most Octoberist day that ever Octobered. In the history of October, there hasn't been a more October-y day than today. Here in Milwaukee, it's like 50 degrees, windy, rainy all day, and it's Friday the 13th. That's the description of today. So let's have some fun. Because as I went through all the stuff to talk about this morning, I read my 1,000 different magazine websites and all of my research. I realized there's really not a lot of great business stuff to talk about. I tried, but there really isn't that much great stuff. So I thought, you know what? Let's just have some fun. So we'll start here. Does cursing offend you? This is a hot topic. And in business settings, there are people that think, oh, you can't curse in a business meeting. And then there are people that write books like my friend Andy Wines that have the F word right in the title. They normally say something like, hey, I say the F word all the time. It's part of my business brand. I go out there, I say the F word. So in business, I'm going to say the F word. So how do you feel about cursing and does it offend you? I have to say that I'm pretty numb to the idea of people cursing. Good morning, Lisa Rabel. Great to see you. I'm pretty numb to the F word because I do use it frequently. It's not that F word, but I do use it frequently. And it can absolutely call attention and add an emphasis on something that you're saying, especially when people aren't expecting it. So if you drop the F word, you can really get someone's attention and really show that you're passionate about something. But if you overuse it, it's not so effective. The reason why I bring this up is it is, something in the cultural landscape of doing business. Some people curse and some people don't. But I had a realization that I'm sometimes offended when people don't curse. How could I be offended when people don't curse? Let me explain. There's a commercial running right now, and it runs in football games, so I see it 1,000 times, and it just annoys the living hell out of me. It just makes me want to punch a clown. It makes me so crazy. And it's those things. You have those things too. There's a certain billboard you see that just rubs you the wrong way, or someone says something or does something, and it's just like, oh, I hate when you do that. Don't do that. Everyone's got those things. Well, this commercial bothers me 1,000%. And the commercial is a commercial with Deion Sanders. If you don't know who Deion Sanders is, Colorado Buffaloes head coach, former Hall of Fame NFL player, amazing human being, turning around the Colorado program. He's a big deal, and he's a sports story of the moment. And he's been on TV commercials forever. Good for Deion Sanders. I'm not even mad at Deion himself, but the ad makes me crazy. It's the ad that in the commercial, he says something like, it's a commercial for wings. And he says something along the lines of, cut the bull junk and hand me some wings. And when he said bull junk, when I heard that the first time, I thought, no. And it reminded me how insane it makes me when people curse, but I almost said F up. They F up the words on purpose. So they're not cursing, but you know that they're cursing without cursing. Do you know what I'm saying? Cut the bull junk. We know what you're saying, Deion. We know what you're saying. We know that. But to hear bull junk, it's like, now, wait a minute. That's not right. Have you had people in your life that did that? That they want to curse, or maybe they are a reformed cursor, and they don't say the word properly. It's like playing a song and not playing it in the right key. It's like, I know what you're trying to play, but that's not right. Cut the bull junk. No. And sometimes those people are in your professional life. They are known to be a person that does not curse, yet they curse, but they mess up the words. Sugar. But you know what they meant. Fudge you. Oh, cheese and rice. Oh, stop. I don't know why that commercial cut the bull junk. Now, every time you see Deion say cut the bull junk, I want you to just think of me like throwing things. Do you know what I mean? Why did that get me so bad? Oh my God. Anyway, so I realize that I'm offended when people don't curse, because cursing is an art form, right, Susie Moon? Like, if you're good at cursing, it can be very convincing. So while getting ready to do this segment, it led me down a rabbit hole of alternative curse words, like sugar and cheese and rice and those kinds of things. And a couple came up that I guess are popular, but they made me laugh, of something you could exclaim when something bad happens. And I laughed for way too long. The two that came up were, and you got to scream them. You can't just say them. Like, you have to imagine that you stub your toe, and that reaction that you have when you stub your toe and you need to yell something. Fart muppet. Fartmonger. Fartmonger might be the greatest phrase in the English language. Just fartmonger. It's just a beautiful mashup of words. It's just, that's beautiful. The other one that I saw was Barbara Streisand, which has just enough hard syllables, and it's just long enough to get out whatever urge you have to curse. I just thought it was spectacular. Barbara Streisand. Awesome. All right. So if you like to curse, let it fly. It does not offend me. But if you're one of those replacement word cursors, just know I'm judging you. I'm judging you. That's just, come on. If you're going to do it, do it. Oh, yeah. Geck's got a good one. Kelly Clarkson. That's a really good one. I might actually adopt that. That's a good one. Kelly Clarkson. That's funny. All right, it's Friday the 13th, and we have a spooky themed show today. Are you one of the folks that loves horror movies? Some people make it part of their October tradition. We carve pumpkins, We steal our kids' candy. We have a few drinks while we push the kids around the neighborhood. We watch horror movies. It's just what we do. I told someone that doesn't live in Wisconsin, by the way, that that's what we do, that we pull a wagon with our kids in it and a cooler full of beer. They didn't believe me. It's Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin. That's what we do. And we do it well. Thank you. But if you're one of the folks that loves horror movies, let's play a game, because I saw a survey for America's favorite horror icons. Basically, who's your favorite bad guy? Would you care to guess who is America's favorite bad guy? When you think of all of the scary movies, all of the bad people, who's the number one? I guess it would be scariest or favoritist, whatever. Who's your favorite bad guy? Well, in the survey, and this really helps if you are one of the folks that loves spooky movies. Who's the favorite bad guy? And I even have visual aids, because I'm not much of a horror movie guy. Favorite bad guys. Number 3, Ghostface. Oh, haunted houses is your thing, Lisa. Oh, man, I am just, not for me. Yes, so Ghostface was number 3 from the Scream movies. All right. Number 2. Chucky. That little dude. No. So who was number 1? Now, Geck says the Joker. Yes, Heath Ledger. Brilliant, the Joker, for sure. But who did America vote? That sounds like Ryan Seacrest, doesn't it? America voted. America voted. Who did they vote the number 1 scariest bad guy? And the answer is Freddy Krueger. Mike Myers, good guess, Geck. No, Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare on Elm Street series, was voted America's favorite bad guy. All right. So let's take it to the next step. What are your favorite horror movies? Number 3 was Paranormal Activity, relatively recent movie. Number 2 was Halloween. Good morning, Stephanie. What was the number 1 horror movie of all time? It's an old one. I'll give you a hint. It's an old one. And Halloween's an old one, too. I dare you to watch The Conjuring alone on the couch on a rainy October night. No. No. Dare everyone else, because let me think about it. No. I am a horror movie weenie supreme. I do not like watching scary movies. I do not do haunted houses. That is just, I am an uber weenie. No way. Here's my tolerance for blood and gore. I can't be in the room when Abby watches CSI. That's just because I'm such a wholesome, no, it's because I don't like watching gore and scary stuff. So I appreciate the dare, and maybe someone that's watching the show has been motivated to go check out The Conjuring. But that is not the thing. And thank you for letting me know I'm not alone, Stephanie Kern. You are also a horror movie weenie. And look at Geck's big brain, the number 1 horror movie of all time, The Exorcist. The Exorcist. Good guessing, Geck. You are on fire today, brother. Way to go. So, The Exorcist and Nightmare on Elm Street double feature, and then go watch The Conjuring, and you are going to be, you'll never sleep again. You know what? Maybe that is the productivity hack that your doctors don't want you to know. Maybe that could be a strategy to grow your small business. Every night around 10 o'clock, when you're tired and you want to go to bed, put on The Conjuring. You won't be able to sleep. Productivity. Maybe, you know what? That could be a challenge. That could be no sleep October, and watch your business explode and yourself explode. Perhaps that's it. We will use horror movies to grow our small business. And yes, Sarah Deacon, also a weenie. Weenies unite. This is Small Business Mornings, by the way. I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach, and I looked up and down for good business content to talk about today. And you know what? It's not there. So you know what we're talking about? Fartmongers and weenies. You're welcome, America. What if there's life after death? As we're doing this spooky theme, seeing how it's Friday the 13th, what if there's life after death? For real. Now, this is not a joke. This is a real story. There is an oncologist in Kentucky that has been fascinated by the concept of near-death experiences. And this guy has studied 4,800 people that have had a near-death experience. And he says, I am convinced that there is life after death. And I thought about that claim. And I thought, you know what? When I want the answer to life's most gripping question, I call a random dude in Kentucky. I mean, don't you? He claims that he's done the brain research because he is, he knows the brain and he studies the brain. And in these stories, what he's found is there's enough of a shared experience that it looks like, according to him, there's life after death. Here's one of the shared experiences that he said. 45% of the people he talked to, almost half of everyone that he talked to, shared that when they had their near-death experience, they also had an out-of-body experience, that they felt their consciousness separate from their body. He described things like hovering above. No. But it's a common thing. And this is the thing that I thought was interesting, I thought. He then went on to say, you hear about the bright light and you hear about seeing a tunnel and you hear about out-of-body experiences. And you wonder if people are just saying that because it's a cultural trope, like we're supposed to have that happen. So when we have a near-death experience, that's what people report. But he said, I've talked to enough people that all had the same experiences that cultural trope is real because it's true. So maybe if Freddy Krueger comes down the stairs right now and slashes me to bits, maybe there's life after death. Who knows? But our Kentucky doctor, he knows. And that's what he's sharing. The thing I got to say is that we've now talked about Halloween and October and dying and stuff for like 20 minutes now. And I have yet to have a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup this season. That is a horror story. And because of my stupid diet that I'm on, I'm going to go the entire Halloween season with no Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. You want to talk about how someone goes from a normal dude to wearing a glove of razor knives and slashing people to bits. That's how it happens. This is a villain's origin story in real time. I haven't had a beer in 53 days, and I can't have a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup in October. Murder. Not really. But that's how it could happen. Pat, how did you go from helping people build their business to murdering 1,000 people? No beer. Oh, okay. I understand that. Yeah, that makes sense. No beer. Small Business Mornings is on the air. It's our daily live stream just for you because you're a small business owner and I love you. We're powered by the Idea Collective community. We bring entrepreneurs together to provide support and the resources you need to succeed. Our mission is simple. Don't grow it alone. In a minute, we're going to do our meme of the day, which is just fun because that's the theme of today's show. Even though we've talked all about death and murder, today's just been a fun show. And we're going to celebrate our wins. We're going to celebrate our wins live on the show today. But there's one more story that I want to share with you. And it's a story that's sad but has a happy ending. So we're going to celebrate wins in a minute, but I want to celebrate a failure because there is a school of thought that if you celebrate your failures as much as your wins, you'll continue to take risks and grow your business. But let's celebrate a failure. Have you ever put your all into something? Like really put yourself out there, taken the risk, asked for something from the universe, and you just got shut down. You really, really, really wanted something and you didn't get it. It happens and it hurts, doesn't it, when that happens? This week, I put myself out there for an election that I thought I could win. And I didn't win. Damn it. And as I thought about it, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I did it rather than not do it. But again, just being honest with you, definitely a letdown for sure. And I want you to know that this contest exists because our life is better knowing that this contest exists. So this week, I went out and I tried as best as I could to win Alaska's Fat Bear competition. Right? I'm on the web and I see a contest. Become Alaska's Fat Bear. Yeah, baby, I win. Let's go. If there ever was a contest that I was properly suited for, Fat Bear contest. How could I lose the Fat Bear contest? So I did the video. I went all over my social media and begged people to vote for me. I thought I was a shoo-in to win the Fat Bear contest. Sadly, I did not. Sadly, I did not win. But the reason why I'm talking about it is that I saw it and I'm like, you need to know this contest exists because it just makes me happy. In Alaska, they have a thing called Fat Bear Week, and it's exactly like it sounds. Bears are fattening themselves up to get ready for the winter. And all across Alaska, they nominate fat bears and they have people vote on their favorite fat bear. You want to see the winning fat bear? This is just the best. Fat bear. The winning fat bear is Grazer. Look at her. Majestic. So when Grazer was voted Alaska's fat bear, which is just fun to say, fat bear. I might change my Twitter handle to Fat Bear because that's just awesome. The organizers of the contest described Grazer as thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Then they went on to describe her like a dating site. She's 18, blonde, light fur, very protective. She's well over 700 pounds. Grazer, your Fat Bear of the Year. Isn't that great? So don't you feel better knowing that there's a contest out there called the Fat Bear, Alaska's Fat Bear? That's just so fantastic. And what's great is this wasn't a small contest. This was a thing. Grazer won the Fat Bear contest with over 100,000 votes. There's only 700,000 people that live in the entire state of Alaska. Grazer, your Fat Bear of the Year. Now, I love this angle of this shot of Grazer too, if you see her, because she's kind of looking up at the camera, right? Like someone caught her and she's looking at the photographer. And that looks like me in the morning. You're staring into the mirror, 6:30 in the morning, you get up. You're like looking in the mirror. You're like, I can't. I just think of Grazer saying this out loud. I can't do this today. Then you actually see yourself in the mirror. You're like, God, look at yourself. Have some respect. I love you, Grazer. You know what? I'd like Grazer to be my other co-host. We have Rick the Business Beaver. I would love to have Grazer sitting right here. And our life is better. It's better. It's better. It's better knowing that the Fat Bear contest exists, doesn't it? Yes. And on Sunday, I'm looking forward to being a fat bear on the couch. It's going to be epic. All right, you thought that was good. Let's do our meme of the day. And this also made me laugh. Again, I tried to find business stuff today, and some days there's business stuff, and some days you get the Fat Bear contest. What happens on Small Business Mornings? Oh, yeah, Fat Bear contest. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll put that on the calendar. Meme of the day from your friend, the photographer, Abby Miller, Stories Frame Photography, and the director of meme of the show. And this one, again, is just for a laugh because you know what? Screw it. It's Friday. Why not? People at modern art museums. Interesting. Oh, yeah. I like what you did with the color there. Yeah. This made me laugh because it's true. And I remember having a cat. And sometimes the cat would just do that. Just like stare at something and not move for 10 minutes. Like, EC, are you okay? Like, what's EC was our cat. And it was EC because of evil cat. So we named her EC. EC, you all right there? Oh, yeah. I'm tripping balls, Dad. Leave me alone. Got the catnip. I'm at the Modern Art Museum. Love it. All right, we have now reached the portion of the program where we celebrate our wins on a Friday. We do a question of the day each day, and normally on Fridays, we celebrate our wins. So we want you to put into the comments one good thing that happened to you this week. That's it. One good thing. If you've got two good things, awesome. Put them in the comments. We'd love to hear it. But you've been watching the show, and I appreciate you tuning in. And if you're watching the show in the replay, you can still participate because the comments will get jammed in with everybody else's comments as well. So I want you to type into the chat one win that you've had this week. While people are typing, the reason why we do our wins is to make sure we focus on the good things that happened in the past week, because it's really easy to think about all the stuff that's wrong and all the stuff that's not going right and everything I got to do today. But when you stop and remember all the good stuff that's already happened this week, it's like a shot of adrenaline. Wow, I am on the right track. Wow, I can do stuff. I'm not an idiot. That's how I feel, at least. And when you hear other people winning, you remember that winning is possible for you too. So there is science around this. I've not paid to have it done yet, but I'm pretty sure it's accurate. Geck updated our store with 20 new geckos. Heck yeah. I hate taking pictures. This is a big win for me. Awesome, Geck. Good job, brother. Let's see. Stephanie Kern went to the Young Guns Summit. I heard it was good. Very cool stuff. That's a big win. Let's see. Got Sarah Deacon. I recorded and posted a daily video on my socials all 5 days this week. Blatant plug at Sarah Deacon Coach. Absolutely. Thank you, Sarah Deacon. Lisa Rabel. 2 new prospects from a speaking engagement. And I caught up on my QuickBooks account. I do marketing, not math. Isn't that true? And QuickBooks is just there. Like, yeah, okay, fine. I'll get to you. Shut up. I know you're out of date. Quit crying, QuickBooks. Good job, Lisa. That's awesome. And Geck is congratulating folks in the chat, which is great. So if you've got a win, please put it in the chat and let us know. My win of the week is something that people told me was going to happen, which I didn't believe was going to happen. Lately, folks have been waiting to buy their tickets to stuff. And when you build and run events like I do, you think to yourself, okay, where is everyone? And everyone was telling me, calm down. As the event gets closer, people will buy their tickets. And the win of the week is that's starting to happen, which is amazing. The Idea Collective Conference happening in early November is going to be the best one we've ever done. It's going to be incredible. And we are going to connect folks from all over the place on our Don't Grow It Alone mission. If you haven't purchased a ticket yet, you might want to get it because it's going to be awesome. And if you don't buy it by Wednesday, you're going to miss our precon event. So on October, 18th, whatever the coming Wednesday is, we're doing an event where one of our keynote speakers is going to be there. We'll get to meet Megan Riley, one of our keynotes. We're going to do some networking. We're going to share the latest updates. And we have an announcement. All summer inside the Idea Collective community, Amber Griffiths has been leading a speaking competition. And we have our winners to announce. When we announce the winners, those folks are going to go on stage Friday morning and speak right before our keynote, Marcus Lemonis. It's a pretty cool thing. It's a way that we can celebrate our community members. And we finally announce who the winners of the contest will be on Wednesday at our precon. So you got to kind of hurry up and get in there if you're going to come, because precon's going to be really, really cool. And it's included in your ticket. So if you don't have your ticket yet, you know what to do. Smallbizretreat.com. Smallbizretreat.com. Be there or be square. All right. That's enough fun for one morning. Is this okay, especially on a Friday, just to have some fun? I really tried to find the businessy stuff, but here's what's going on. All of the news sources have legitimate news that they're covering. Like there's a war going on, so they're doing war coverage. So good, cover war. That's way more important. Good. And then everything else is like, well, it's Friday the 13th, so let's talk about candy. Between those two things, that's pretty much what I had this morning. So today was fun for the sake of fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. This is Small Business Mornings. We will be back Monday morning at 9 a.m. with extra strong coffee so we can get our mind right and go build our small businesses together. Have a great weekend. Do something that's important for you. Reconnect with your family.